Well, good morning. It is a gorgeous morning out here this morning. I say gorgeous, but I mean, look around. It is minus 27 this morning. So there's a price to pay for that sunshine. But seeing as how the sun's shining and the sheep are bellowing over there, we're just gonna run into the greenhouse here and see if this early morning sunshine has got it a little bit warmer in the greenhouse than it is outside. Well, not by much. It is minus 16 in the greenhouse this morning, so still pretty chilly, but it's a lot warmer than it is outside. We had lots of this. We just dragged this out yesterday, and we had lots of folks ask about it and like, hey, where's your plans? Well, we didn't really have a plan. We had a pile of windows and an idea, and so there's no blueprints for this. But the basis is, is we had some old patio doors. One still inside of a frame that we got from Carmen's mom and dad that actually still functions, sliding doors, so that's pretty cool. We had the windows from our old house, and yeah, we just slapped it together. It took us about a month. It wouldn't have taken that long, of course, but we had to wait for the tin to arrive from the hardware store. So to arrive, a little bit of scheduling as well as some ambition. We just had to get off our ass and get it done. But here it is. It's done. We're gonna seal up a few of the little gaps, around windows and things like that. We're gonna shove some sheep's wool in there, just because it's a really good use of organic material, less wastage, very good permaculture option. We also had a few folks comment on how small it is. They expected us to build a much bigger greenhouse. The intent for this is that this greenhouse is going to be for our seed starts to feed our kitchen garden over here in Carmen's raised beds, which of course, once the white stuff disappears, is going to be fantastic. And so the long-term plan is down at the bottom of the garden on the south end. We will likely put a low or high tunnel. We're not sure yet exactly what we're going to put up, but that's long-term. And we've also got to look at some market options for something that's very, very wind resistant. We get a ton of wind here because we're on an open hillside. We're very exposed. We planted like hundreds of trees. I don't know how many, lots. But I might be dead by the time they're big enough to prevent enough of a wind block to stop the greenhouse from blowing away. Anyways, today is Valentine's Day. And hopefully if you're watching this today, you're watching it with someone you love, right? I'll watch it with you, right? Will you be my Valentine? I'm not too sure what that is yet, are you? Anyhow, so the greenhouse got tons of attention there yesterday. We posted it on Facebook, and there was like folks from all over the world, especially Australia. There were folks from Australia, they just couldn't even comprehend. I was talking about it being like minus 20, 30, 40, even minus 50 we had the other day. And they're just like mind blown, right? Well, look at their hardiness zones. They're like zone 8, zone 9. We're in zone, I think it's 2B, maybe 3 on a good day, like next Wednesday, I think when the weather warms up, we could probably justify a 3, but right now, minus 27, we're definitely in the 2s. So I say that jokingly, of course. Your hardiness zone doesn't change depending on the day of the week, but it does change over time. The maps I looked at, they ran from like the early 1960s to 1988, and we were, I think, zone 2B at that point in time. And then from 1988 to 2010 showed that we had transitioned to 3B. I think it's something to do with the Earth's axis or however that works. I'm not a scientist, so I couldn't really tell you that one. Anyways, enough nonsense about the weather. It's been, I think, it's got to be close to a year now. I think it was probably March when we first put out the first YouTube video about the farm, what we're doing over here. I think I was over here and we were talking about the price of onions and potatoes and stuff like that. And I had this harebrained idea that we could grow all these onions and potatoes and they were just going to be fantastic and we'd get thousands and thousands of pounds of food. And turns out that our garden, we might as well have planted in the sidewalk because it's rock hard clay, which, by the way, hopefully we fix that this year. And then subsequently we got into meat chickens. We built a chicken tractor, and every day I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning moving this chicken tractor all around the yard. Hey sheeps. So then after that, right away, we got some pigs off the neighbors and we started raising them. And then it was butchering time for the meat chickens. We had Carmen's whole family come over. And it was a big, exciting day. It was absolutely wonderful to put, all this, get up at 5 o'clock every morning, putting all this effort in, and then to have the reward of just going to the freezer and getting the meat, the chicken, the food that you've raised, you've just poured blood, sweat, and tears and effort and stressed over for months. It's just delicious, right? So that's where we're at right now with the pigs. But it's work and it's stress, and it's something that I just wouldn't have the fortitude for it mentally if it weren't for the support of my wife. So of all the ideas I have, there's really maybe only like 25% of them that aren't just completely stupid. And yeah, if it weren't for Carmen, I think I would probably have myself in a pickle, that's for sure. You might think that's just a bit sappy just because it's Valentine's Day or whatever, but honestly, it's legit. There are 7.7 billion people on Earth, and Earth is 510 million square kilometers. Like, the odds of being able to run into somebody that is both aligned, helps keep you grounded, isn't annoyed by all your little quirks and personality faults, and is willing to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and help you do chores, the odds of that are very, very slim. So if you got somebody like that, you better let them know how much you appreciate them, because let me tell you, I appreciate my wife to no end. I can't even begin to describe what she brings to the table in this relationship, from literal physical strength. When we're working on a project and you've only got one set of hands and she's in there like a dirty shirt up to her elbows, to the ability to logically think a thing through before we take a risk on a project, to just general care and keeping of our home and raising of our family. There's no way I could be able to pull this off without everything she brings to the table. So anyways, I better get in and contribute some to this relationship myself. Maybe wash up some eggs and fix up something for supper. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.